Hello and welcome back to another character creation video. My name's Lumin and today we're having a look at Guild Saga, Vanished Worlds. This is a fantasy RPG with classic turn-based combat featuring over 100 skills and thousands of unique items. Create and customize your own character and experience the game's branching story, put your tactical prowess to the test in the vicious gauntlet mode, explore a vast open world, master worldly professions, gather, craft and trade, vanquish perilous foes, unearth hidden treasure, and much more. And my favorite part? The art style. God, I love pixel art, man. And I love when people do something different with pixel art. So, if you'd like to do a deep dive to discover all there is to discover about Guild Saga, Vanished Worlds, you can find some links below. And as always, there will be timestamps. As we jump in here, I'm going to say that I'm very happy we've got the appearance customization first, because I'm super excited to jump in and have a look at everything that's available. I just love the art style. I'm saying that now, and I'm going to say probably again multiple times. It's this busy pixel art style. I've seen similar stuff before. I have, and I've obviously always enjoyed it. I've liked the look of it. This specific version of it and the way that they've implemented it in this game, it really works. It's great. I'm a huge fan. Yeah, it's like a little more difficult to make out all the, let's say, distinct options that you're going through, all the individual choices that you're making, but the whole, when it comes together, is very satisfying to look at. And I dig that. So yeah, I just wanted to say that before I jumped in. We're going to start now with the appearance. Then we'll go through, as you can see on the left-hand side over here, the backstory, your inclination, which is more sort of lore, story-based stuff. We look at all the attributes and stuff like that. The skills, the talents. There's actually quite a lot, and there's going to be a bit of back and forth here, but I'm keen for it. So yeah, let's do it. First things first, you can hide your armor on your character. It is probably what we're going to be doing as we customize here, and when we actually change our clothing, then we'll put the armor back on. You can also show your character's equipment here, and this will be changed as you change through your different clothing and weapon options here. It will sort of modify itself with that, as you can see, right? So, with that said, let's have a peek. Your first choice is your gender. You can go male or female. And what that does is you can see the outfit. Your underwear changes a little bit. You can see it puts a little bra on for you over there. It changes the loincloth a little bit. But for the most part, everything here is the same. So like, and when you put the armor on, let me show you, it's the same. Basically the same. So I'm just saying you can change the gender, but it doesn't really matter. I'll just say that going forward. We'll put the male one on right now. Then let's look at the races. We've got Mirhan right here, which is sort of like, it seems to be human. Then we have Ikaran, or it might be Icyran, which is a darker skinned human. I assume. I don't know. You don't get to change the skin tone, so that's basically what you pick in here. Then there's Volk. I suppose these might be like mountain people who live in the snowy areas. I don't know. Then there's Pale. I suppose these might be like mountain people who live in the snowy areas. I'm sorry, I don't know. I don't actually know. They don't give you much to sort of go on. You just pick in one, right? But these two are very similar. You can see that the differences are minor. Then we have demons, which that's different. That's definitely different. And then we're back on Mirhan. So we'll start on this one for now. And we'll go through the options, and you can sort of, at the end of it, see what a randomizer looks like, and it'll flick through all the different options, and you'll see them all in play, basically. Hair, some really cool options here. I like that they named them. There's asymmetrical, bob, bookish, braided, combed, duke, erudite, feathered. I really like that. I love how it moves in the breeze. Fell, junior, long, which is again fantastic. I love how it hangs down there. Hair physics, man, in this pixel art game, really nice hair physics. Parted, regal, romantic, which actually looks the same as some of the others we've seen. Unkempt, wedge, and bald. Then we're back at asymmetrical. So yeah, the hairstyles are awesome. I like that there are at least a decent amount of the longer styles and shorter styles. And yeah, I mean, I like what I've seen. Let's change the colors and see what we've got. Very cool colors. Rich. Beautiful. I mean, I want to say, oh yeah, like grounded in reality. They've got sort of like, you know, but I don't know, man. There's a demon race, so it's like, how real is it really going to be? The colors are nice. They translate very nicely. They pop nicely when you pick them. Like, you know, you throw the cyan on there. That's a visible color that you've chosen there, right? I like it. Let's go with the red one. Why not? Eye color. You are literally changing the color of 2 pixels, one on either side. So it's a very minor thing, but it actually pops quite a lot. It stands out quite nicely, so I'm relatively impressed by it. Let's take the red eyes because we've got red hair. And then we're going to move on to the clothing. So I'm going to show the armor again. And the game lets you pick sort of whatever you want here. It's a very free-form system. And at the start here, you get to pick what you want to wear. You can actually look at it. You can see what the armor does. So as I go through it, I've got the Warrior's Light plate here now. That's plus 20 armor. It's a newly forged plate for courageous warriors about to begin their journey. Then if we change this, you can have the Archer's Hunting Garb. This gives you magical barrier and only 10 armor. It's a little different, right? So it looks cool, but it's a little different. Then we have a Mage's Cloth Robes. That gives you a bunch of resistances, magic barrier, armor, and it's a set of robes. We have the Rogue's Cloak. That gives you 1% evasion, some armor, and some magical barrier. And then we're back on the Warrior's Light Plate. So you can pick whichever one works for you. Personally, I really like the look of the Rogue's Cloak. So let's take that. Then you can choose your weapon. This one is the Steady Short Sword. It gives you skill slash, and it gives you 4 physical damage. Dual daggers. They have 4 physical damage each. Plus 1 dual wielding and lacerate. That actually seems like a really good deal. Then you can get a bow. There you go. Knock and release. With 5 physical damage. A Rod of Gusts. That's air damage with the skill Air Blast. Rod of Gravel. That's earth damage with Slag Blast. Rod of Bubbles. That's Hydro Blast with water damage. Rod of Flames is fire damage with Fire Blast. And Rod of Renewal, that's light damage with Smite. Rod of Gloom, that's dark damage with Damn. And then we're back on the short sword. Cool. Yeah, very, very cool. I like the system. I like the way they've done it. I like, once again, that it's sort of... it gives you all the options right here at the start. And that actually brings us to the end of the appearance customization here on the side. So I'm going to randomize a few times and I'll show you like some of the different options that are available. Basically what can happen with your character. There are a lot of different options, and as you mix and match them, you can get some pretty interesting and unique looking characters. It's cool. It's really, really cool. And you can change obviously here. It doesn't really change much, but you can change from the male to female if you'd like. But yeah, I mean, this is nice. It's a lot of different stuff. And again, the art style just works for me. It might be a me thing. My personal preference is going to override most of the niggles or nags I might have about the visual style. So yeah, live with it, deal with it, fellows. Let's keep going. That's it for the appearance. Next up, we have the backstory. So I'm not going to read the entire backstory for each of these, but basically this is a bit of lore, and it's also a little bit of, well, character creation stuff where you actually customize the abilities you start with. So if you pick the industrialist backstory, you get 1 engineering, and then you are an industrialist, and then you will be sort of referred to as that in the game. You will have different options to choose based on that, and so on and so forth. Legionnaire, you get 1 swordsmanship. Again, you can read this, pause if you want to and read it. Academic, you get 1 intellect, and we'll see the stats in just a moment over here. Vagabond, you get 1 extra constitution. Brute, you get strength, but minus intelligence and 1 intimidate. Disciple, you get +1 warlock, but you cannot learn cleric skills. Zealot, you get +2 cleric, and you cannot learn warlock skills. Pickpocket, you get rogue and thievery. Pyromancer or pyromaniac, you get 2 pyromancer, but you can't learn aeromancer, geomancer, or hydromancer skills. Sharpshooter gives you +1 range. And then we're back on industrialist. Okay, you pick what you like here. And you go with it. Inclination. This is your character's ideology. The way they interact with the world, the way they see things. You can be altruistic here. And this is mostly for conversational stuff, right? So it's sort of your alignment from D&D terms. So you got altruistic, ambitious, curious, degenerate, devout, greed, loner, neophile, righteous, vengeful, and then we're back on altruistic. Kind of fun. I'll be a degenerate for now. Because why not? Now we're actually going to move on from the customization. We're going to jump into the attributes. This one, it's interesting because the different stats, obviously, they are interacted with, like if you choose a certain backstory, you'll get an extra point or two there. And these are your primary stats. And certain backstories, again, they'll add to this. So you'll be able to add these plus the ones you get in the backstory. Let's take dexterity. All right. So you do what you want here. You build the character you want. Secondary. Well, I mean, I guess I can tell you what they do. It's the character's physical might. Dexterity is the character's precision and finesse. Intelligence represents your character's mental acuity and aptitude for magic. And they tell you at the bottom they're recommended for warriors, recommended for rogues and hunters, recommended for all the casters, basically. Right? Then secondary, you get 1 secondary point here. You can have initiative, constitution, or memory. This is once again sort of self-explanatory. Initiative is how quick you act in the fights. Constitution is basically how strong you are, and you'd want that for a tank, it says down there. And then memory is for remembering spells and stuff like that. Retaining information. So let's take initiative. Then combat. These are, once again, some more skills. It's just the way you're going to interact with combat. So if you want to do it with a sword and a shield, you'd go for swordsmanship. They say they're recommended for warriors. Wizardry, once again, recommended for all the wizard classes. Dual wielding is for rogues, and ranged for hunters. So it explains itself very, very easily. And then schools. This is where things get really interesting. So basically, these are your talent trees. You can build your character in any way you see fit, which is awesome. It makes it really fun. And you can actually spread your points out. So if you're going for a pyromancer and you want to be really good at pyromancy, these explain themselves. So I'm not going to go into too much detail as to what each of them does specifically, because again, you should be able to see it based on the names. And you'll see based on the skills and stuff that we have. But if you want to go for pyromancy, like I'm going for a pyromancer, right? That's it. I put all my points in pyromancy. Then if I jump in here, I have skill points that I can put in pyromancy skills. So I'm going to show you what those skills are. Pyromancy gets barrage, summon fire slime, sheath in fire, fireproof, and meteor. You get to pick these. Right? So you can pick any 3 of these abilities. I've got 3 points in pyromancy, so I'm going to be really good at pyromancy. The talents we'll look at in a minute, but basically, I've looked at pyromancy now. So let's go hydromancer, geomancer, and aeromancer. Now if I come down here, I have all 3 of those trees. I can take 1 from each. I can multi-class. Pretty fantastic. It gives you a nice selection. So for the, what is this, cryomancer, hydromancer, we can do blades of ice, invoke rainfall, frigid gust, frost spikes, and rejuvenate. That's a healing spell. Then for geomancer, we have earthquake, fortify, serrated vines, noxious cloud, and summon mandrake. And aeromancer, we have cleansing winds, trade winds, invoke clear skies, lightning, and storm cloud. So then if I go back here quickly, I take those out. We take warrior, hunter, rogue. For warrior, we have parry, piercing slash, war cry, successive strike, and disorienting strike. Then on hunter, we have collateral, rain of arrows, jump, call companion Sirius, and hunter's trap. Then on rogue, we have execute, envenom, flank, haste, and impale. Cool. And the nice thing is, again, you can pick, you can mix and match, you can take any of those. Then we have cleric, engineer, and warlock. On cleric, we have holy flame, summon hallowed altar, holy radiance, crusade, and prayer. That's a heal. On this one, which was, I've already forgotten, engineer, we have deploy portals, die of fortitude, oh no, fortune, enetron, sight scope, and nail bomb. And then finally, this is warlock, we have hellfire, summon slime, dark, vampirism, iron maiden, and skeleton warrior summon. So you basically pick what you want here. You can specialize, you can sort of branch out. Say for instance, I was making a hunter. I could go 2 points hunter, 1 point rogue. I could sort of take 2 of those and 1 of these. And yeah, that's it. I've built myself a custom class. It's a really cool system. I'm a big fan of it. Then talents. These are extras. You get to pick one of them. They basically give you something that could work in battle and also in basically conversation with other NPCs you meet. So we've got elusive over here that gives you 10 evasion. Consistent, which gives you accuracy and less critical strike chance. So it's more accuracy, less crit. Politician, which gives you 3 inspire. Mineralist, which gives you extra mining. Scavenger, which is a chance to recover special arrows. Interrogator, which is extra intimidate. Fleet-footed, that gives you walk-in speed and avoid dexterity-based traps. Medium, that allows you to communicate with spirits. Barbarian, that gives you extra strength when your health is 30% or less. Logician, which gives you intellect, and Relic Hunter, chance to find higher quality items. And that's it. You pick the one you want there, and you are done. You can enter your name and start the game. The game very fluidly starts from here. When you press start, then the camera just zooms out a little bit and you play in. And you're on the ship right here, ready to begin your adventure. I'm a massive fan of what they've done with this character creation system. I do not know much about the game itself. I mean, I told you guys it was a classic turn-based RPG with a fantastic art style. I'll say that again. But I love how much freedom they give you in this. So in my closing thoughts, I will just say that it's so appreciated that they give such cool customization options. They allow you to do whatever you want. They allow you to mix and match your starting gear, your attributes, your classes, your skills, your talents, all of it. You can do what you want. It's the ultimate freedom. And I dig it. Because they really respect you as a player and they respect your choices in that fashion. So yeah, man, I got nothing negative to say about this. Like, there's nothing. There's just good. So I like it a lot. You guys can let me know what you think as well. Please weigh in. Tell me how you feel about it. And all the rest. Give this video a like. Share it. Do all that other good stuff. I appreciate it when you do. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you want to, you can check my links out. My Ko-fi page below, my Twitch channel, and all the rest. Thank you for watching, dudes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Go well, be cool, and all the rest. Happy that.